Ben pardon. Uf. Kaçıncı sezondan başlasak ya? Bir dakika. Sanki daha mantıklı geldi şu an. Benim kanalıma mı dönsün acaba? Dur. Güzel bir mantık gelmedi. No. 6. sezon 16. bölümü açacağım. Ben fazla büyük kesmişim bu ara. Acım. Çok mutluyum.
Previously on Elementary.
These photos, you're of a sensitive nature. If they prove you're innocent, I'm pretty sure we're done. That's what you were doing tonight was Zimmer was killed. You leave stressed.
Detective Marcus Bell, Deputy Strider Lincoln, U.S. Marshal Service. My bosses hear good things about you. They'd like you to consider putting in an application.
But if you decide to see this thing through, I'd be so proud of you.
I put in my application to the Marshal Service. I report to training at Glencoe in 6 months.
I'm gonna miss you.
I understand that, but like I said before, it has to be.
Güne geldi bu mal.
I can't because it's the only time you're offering it right now, and I'm in a real crunch. Well, what time does she get in? Okay, I will. Thanks.
That didn't sound good.
It wasn't. Turns out finishing my master's in time to apply for
İyiyim,
Marshals
sen
is
nasılsın? Yavaş yavaş yemem. Yeni uyandım, çok açım.
I don't understand. I thought you took some of the courses you already need. Don't those count?
They do,
Hi.
and the school gave me a ton of credits for applicable work experience, but that still leaves a lot of classes, and getting them done in time while working a full load
Normal
here.
bugün canlı yayın kurduğum yoktu ya. Niye böyle oldu bilmiyorum.
Anyway, I still need a few more credits in
Dünyada
statistics, and there's only one class that fits the
soruları
bill of the
sorma be.
semester.
And you didn't get it.
I registered for it, but I was told it was already full. Then I found out that a buddy of mine who registered after me got in.
So the school messed up.
Hi.
They should be able to fix that.
We'll see. I'm gonna head down there tomorrow, talk to somebody who might be able to help.
Well, with all of your applicable work experience, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Did you get this from Sherlock too? He's inviting us to a crime scene in Queens.
Okey, kendin bilirsin.
Say, I'm kind of used to being the one who does the inviting.
Kimseyi zorla hiçbir yerde tutmuyoruz. Bugün kitap okumayacağız. Bugün Elementary izleyeceğiz.
Heard some interesting chatter on my police scanner. Thought I'd pop by. The victim is one Bruce Delamore. Lived alone. Died of a single gunshot to the chest. A cleaning lady found him. She's being interviewed outside.
Anyone else see or hear anything?
One? No.
Being unusually cryptic, even for you.
You still haven't said what was so interesting about the chatter. I saw there was no forced entry. The killer left behind all this expensive gear, so sure, this was probably personal, but that alone wouldn't rise to the level of you being interested in this guy.
Well, as it happens, he isn't what interested me. She is. May I introduce Skylar?
A sex doll.
The chatter that I spoke about, it was a CSU tech radioing for assistance lifting fingerprints off silicon. I recognized the
Ne
description
yapayım?
of the doll.
Kahvaltı yapıyorum. Sen ne yapıyorsun?
Man, I'm all for doing whatever you want in the privacy of your own home, but that is unsettling.
You're referring to the uncanny valley. It's a discomfort one feels when an inanimate object ventures too close to seeming real.
Selam.
She is a perfect mate robotics model 10.
Attend naturally.
Yeah, just the thing if you're up for having a relationship with an appliance.
Sex toys sell to the tune of $15 billion a
29.
year, so clearly many people are. The point is, perfect
Efendim
mate
ablam.
10s are not your run-of-the-mill sex bots. They're programmed to deliver more of a girlfriend experience. They're capable of remembering your likes, your dislikes, details of your conversations, also as to simulate a sense of relationship. Unlike many romantic partners, they actually listen. And because they listen,
The
Süper.
sex
Çok
doll
mutlu
could be
oldum.
a witness to the murder.
Oğlum önce bana borçlarımı ödeyecek parayı versen sonra direksiyon seti alayım. Makarna. Gerçekten şakasız makarnayı sevdim.
100% sure it wasn't. I've noticed something. Skylar's features are less idealized than the other dolls in the catalog. Her features aren't as exaggerated, they're not symmetrical.
These dolls are customizable, right? Maybe Bruce wanted Skylar to look a little more normal.
By making one ear higher than the other? You said that Bruce helped create the dolls' faces. Is it possible that he modeled Skylar after a real woman?
No way. No, first of all, this wasn't a custom job. The Skylar is one of our biggest sellers. But either way, we would never base a doll on a real person without their consent.
Maybe Bruce broke the rules and didn't tell anyone. Skylar's
Merhaba,
inspiration
merhaba,
might not have been
merhaba.
too happy about being made into a sex doll.
Maybe she got even by killing me.
That's from our trip to Nantucket. I took Bruce to meet my parents. He's dead?
Our condolences.
Thanks. But we broke up almost a year ago. Where did you get that?
We found it on one of Bruce's social media accounts. He tagged you in other photos.
And you recognized me because you saw the doll at his place?
It's our understanding that he paid you that tribute without your consent.
A friend of mine saw it
Abla
online and
benim
told me.
denemem çıktı. Ders
mortified.
çalışacağım. Okuyamayacağım kitap.
I mean,
Ben
that's
de
what
okumuyorum
happens.
zaten. Bugün dizi
Has anyone ever
izliyorum.
found out?
Anla.
It's beyond a violation. It's like revenge porn.
Dizi
in
izliyorum.
3D.
Nereme canlanacağım? Yeni
It's gross.
uyandım
So what he
zaten.
did was deplorable. They would be
Yeni uyandım. Kitap okuyasım hiç yok. Allah vergisi dayı. Öyle. Öyleli yani o yüzden. Benden bugün max enerji bunu alırsınız. Çok bölük bölçük uyudum. Rezalet bir uyku dönemiydi ve beni bu hayatta en hızlı sinirlendiren şey bölünen uykular. O yüzden nope. Bye. Yerinde dur söyle. Sence ben şarkı söyleyebilecek bir tipe benziyor muyum? Tamam, hiçbir şey söyleyemem. Hadi dizi izleyelim. Elementary izliyoruz.
was extreme.
You think I killed him?
We showed that photo to Bruce's neighbors. One of them remembered seeing the two of you arguing outside his building 2 days ago.
I went there to tell him to get his boss to stop making those dolls. He acted like I was the crazy one, said I should be flattered.
Can you tell us where you were yesterday between 2 and 4 p.m.?
Is that when he was killed? I was
Niye
at my
ya? Ben
lawyer's then.
izliyorum.
We're filing an injunction against Perfect Mate to stop production of the dolls. Call her
İkisini de
yourself.
tutacağım. Bu benim yayınım. Sen geçebilirsin.
Look, I'll admit it. I was furious at Bruce for what he did. But killing him wouldn't get those dolls recalled. Hopefully suing will.
We'll talk to your lawyer. In the meantime, do you remember seeing anything or anyone at Bruce's apartment that stood out?
Anlıyorum ben, sen rahat ol.
Actually, there
Ya
was
teşekkür
something.
ederim. Ben seni seviyorum.
Didn't think he was dating anyone, but when I was at his place, I saw a printout on the table. It was a confirmation for the Priora Hotel for the check-in yesterday. I noticed it because
Canlanma,
Priora is in
canlana bak.
Midtown, and Bruce
Elimde
lives in the
değil.
city. I don't know.
Yeni uyandım.
Maybe it was for a rendezvous or something.
Çok zor bir şey istiyorsunuz
Thanks.
şu
We'll
an.
let you know if we need anything else. Could be she's right. I could definitely see him not wanting to bring a woman back to his apartment to meet Skylar.
Either way, his reservation was for the same day as his murder, so at the very least, I'd like to know what or who he was doing there.
Bu arada birinciyi izliyorum ben Elementary'yi.
Marcus Bell.
Herhangi bir bölümden başlayabiliyorum. Anlamak gibi bir şey söz konusuysa ezbere biliyorum gibi bir şey. Garip çıktım, bu bölümü çok hatırlayamadım. Adam kim öldürmüştü bilmiyorum mesela şu an. Yeni uyandım diye beyin devrelerim çok fırça çok kötü görünüyor ya. Örüp yatmıştım. Niye böyle bir şey yaptım bilmiyorum.
I did.
Çok kötü görünüyor.
The registrar never lies, you know.
Do we know each other? Did I do something to you that I'm forgetting? Because you kind of have me over a barrel here. I really need this class. If there's something I need to make right between us, I'll do my best. But I need to know what it is first.
In answer to your question, no. We have never met before. But I saw your transcript and your resume when you applied for the class. Turns out, I have some pre-existing familiarity with the major case squad where you work. The thing
Yok,
you need to
yayında
understand
izlemedim
is
hiçbir
this is
zaman.
not
İlk
about
defa
you.
yayında izliyorum.
It's about the company you keep.
Ama genel olarak odak sürem yok. Yayınla hiç alakası yok. Çok oldu odak sürem. Bu ara yayını beğenmiyorsunuz. Kalbimi kırar. Benim kalbimi kırar.
Evan Kowalski. John Watson, this is Sherlock Holmes. We work with the police.
Çok fena kahve içesim var.
Okay.
We understand from the convention staff that you spoke on a
Ama
panel,
çok üşeniyorum. Kim yapacak şimdi
The
kahve?
Real Science of Sci-Fi, and that during that panel you were accosted by a man named Bruce Derrimore.
Well, the guy didn't tell me his
Çok
name.
sürükleyiciyse yani neredeyse bütün gün
You didn't know him before
hani
then.
zaruri ihtiyaçlar
It says where
haricinde
you were
hiç
yesterday
boşluk
between
vermeden
2 and
okuyabilirim.
4 p.m.
I was here speaking on another panel.
Ama okuma
Why?
şeyim çok
Because that's
düştüğü
what Bruce Derrimore
için
was
reading slootlar vesaire falan filan.
Oh my
Bir
God.
saatte 100 kelimeyi falan yani
Those
100
plans
sayfayı
were
pardon 100
this
kelime ne be
proof that he
100
was
sayfayı
capable.
anca okuyorum gibi bir durum
Let's start
var.
at the beginning. What plans
29.
and who are they?
Yesterday, when I was doing my part of the panel, the guy you were asking me about ran to the front of the room and started yelling at me. How did you get these plans? Who gave them to you? Nobody was supposed to see them. I called for security. He just grabbed a bunch of my papers and he ran off.
Have you any idea why your presentation upset him so much?
Well, I was talking about a top secret government
Yok
project.
ben Dünya
It's new
Kupası'ndan
tech,
bana ne?
trying to keep under
Elementer'i
wraps.
izliyorum.
Maybe this guy Derrimore
En
was
sevdiğim
involved
Sherlock
somehow. I was
versiyonlarından
talking
biridir.
about it, maybe I
Hatta en
spoke to
sevdiğim
him.
tek Sherlock versiyonu.
He was acting like he was afraid for his life.
So you think that your presentation was of such a highly classified nature that someone found it worth killing you?
Daha işte senden 7
Which
sene önce
topic do you think
doğmuşum.
was so sensitive? Was it food replicators,
basit
tractor
işler.
beams, or warp drives?
Now, that stuff is all fantasy. The tech I was talking about is real. It's being developed right now. It's gonna change everything.
What's going to change everything?
Teleportation. This is the tech you think is real? Beaming people from one place to another like they do on TV. No. Of course not.
Hayır, tombik olmaktan
Not on
kaynaklı
this scale, but
kırışıklığım
on a
yok.
much smaller scale. Teleportation is
Ve
really being developed.
çok
That's what the plans
böyle
it was presenting were about.
yuvarlak yüz hatlarım olduğu için keskin değil.
Think of a
Daha
fax
sevimli
machine,
bir efekt
but for
bırakıyor.
organic material. On one end, someone starts with a protein molecule, say a strand of DNA. The machine scans the molecule like a fax machine scans paper. That information is transmitted digitally to another location, and then it goes to a 3D printer, which makes an exact replica.
So it's not teleporting, it's copying.
Well, that's how all teleportation works. A copy is made and the original is destroyed.
Okay, we understand what you're describing, but why would it have to be a secret? And why would someone kill over it?
Yok
Because
be
the
kimseye laf
government is
sokmuyorum.
working on this
Sadece
right now.
açıklıyorum. Yeni uyandım
And
ve
it's
bok
only a
gibi
matter of
uyudum.
time
O
before they
yüzden
scale it up.
başım ağrıyor, kahve içmedim.
It's about moving.
Huysuzum.
At one time in history, whoever had the best ships controlled the world. Then it was whoever had the best planes. When this goes online, game over.
So let's say these really are secret government plans. How'd you happen to get a hold of them?
I got an anonymous email through my blog. They said they had some highly classified material they'd be willing to sell. I sent $1,000 through an online pay service. I never found out who they were.
Now, did you wonder why a mysterious deep throat would want to sell you secret plans?
Or why they sold it so cheaply? $1,000 isn't exactly a king's ransom.
Maybe it wasn't about the money. Maybe it was about exposing the truth. At yesterday's panel, I showed the world what the government is working on.
İyiyim
If
siz.
you ask me, Bruce Derrimore
Çok iyi görünmesem de iyiyim
recognized the
siz.
plans for what they were. I don't know what he did with them after he took them, but whatever it was, we got him killed.
Bu da yemin ediyorum yayının
Can I go?
moderatörü, hepsini moderatör mü yapsak ya? Ay, cam varmış. Bir dakika şöyle çekmem lazım. Üf, ekran
Copies
parlayıcısı.
of Edmund's secret plans off his laptop, then cut him loose. He's asked that we post a car outside his place to protect him.
You think that's necessary?
He's at least half a nut job, maybe more. We'll ask CCS to trace the email address that contacted him. But for now, we don't know where the plans came from.
I may know someone who'll be able to verify whether they're real or not, but it's a separate question from whether they merit all this cloak and dagger.
Evan thought that Bruce recognized the plans. It's actually one of the few things he said that made sense. Bruce was an expert in 3D printing, which was a big part of those plans, so maybe he was involved in creating them.
Detamore saw his work on display at the panel, was appropriately surprised, and then took it upon himself to identify the source of the leak.
And if he did find the source, only the source didn't want to be found, that person might have motive to kill him.
It still doesn't explain why they leaked the plans
Hey,
in the
this
first
is bro.
place. I think finding Evan's deep throat would be a good place to start. I'll look into Bruce's work history.
Anything from the slug they pulled
Dünyadan.
out of him?
9mm could have been bought anywhere. Ballistics didn't turn up a match.
All right. Keep me posted.
You got a sec?
I'll catch you later.
Selam. Yok lan yeni uyandım. Nereye uyuyorum?
Wanted you to hear from me first.
Ya
since
şeyi
you're
fark
the one
ettim.
who
İçimdeki
reached
dişli
out to
enerji
the marshals on
gebermiş.
my behalf.
Hiç
I'm gonna
cız
ask them to put my
saçma.
application on hold till the next go around.
Well, if you're asking for my blessing, you don't have it. Given how rarely an opportunity like this comes around, I think putting it off would be moronic.
And I agree. I just don't have a choice.
Because
You remember a DI from Scotland Yard named Baines?
I do. He was a competent, if unexceptional detective. Why?
He's a professor now here in New York, and he happens to be teaching the class I need for my master's.
Well, that's topsy-turvy. You should be teaching him.
Well, be that as it may, I can't complete my degree without his class. And you must have done a number on him when you worked together, because he's taken his resentment at you out on me.
Görüşürüz bro. Elementary izliyorum. Nope. O seni ilgilendirmez. Bitmedi ya. Ben sizden sonra uyudum. Uyumadım. Sizden sonra sabahladım ama kitap okuyarak değil.
Switzerland's foremost expert on
Vampir günlüklerine yayında var.
Dr. Ziegler, Dr. Watson. I helped him with a matter some years ago, and he's been kind enough to assist us with our investigation. He has confirmed that to his trained eye, the plans which Evan Kowalski received appear
Şimdi
authentic,
de
and
Elementary
he is now,
izliyoruz.
after a fashion, demonstrating how that technology might work.
Is he teleporting a chocolate bunny?
He is. He insisted that his brother-in-law send over a printer. He is an artisanal chocolatier here in Brooklyn. Dr. Ziegler has a flair for the dramatic, but his demonstration does drive the point home. First, he scanned a chocolate bunny.
Elementary izliyorum.
Zurich. Then he specified which chocolate his brother-in-law
Yok lan yeni uyandım. Ne uyku gelmiş. Uykumu açamıyorum.
transmitted the data here. Voila. An identical bunny to the one that Dr. Ziegler is holding 4,000 miles away.
Did someone take a bite out of it?
All the better to demonstrate the uniqueness of the specimen, even down to the bite marks. One there is identical to the one here.
Thank you, Doctor. You've been most helpful. You can tell your brother-in-law he can pick up the printer in the morning.
So was 3D printing a bunny really worthwhile?
I'd say it was. During the course of
Ya
our
ben bu
conversation,
bilgisayarı
Dr.
buraya
Ziegler
nasıl
brought up
bağlayacağımı
several
bilmiyorum. O yüzden
real
mecbur beni izleyeceksiniz.
for the technology in those plans. If you can imagine a printer loaded with amino acids instead of...
Şöyle yapsak.
Imagine the CDC.
Ulan öyle hiç denk gelmiyor. Kipot'un ayarını yapamam. 29 bro. Ay belim ağrımış. Selam.
Transmitting a deadly bioweapon to an enemy.
So they're all
Çok
using
sinir bozucu.
the government that helps them with this top secret. Maybe the person with these plans.
Dün ne kadar okuduğumu yazmayı unuttuğumu fark ettim. Sağ olun. Hatırlattığınız için.
I recognize the plans as being part of the US patent.
Gayret bakmışız
I
sadece.
checked with the patent office and they have no corresponding files.
I'm still trying to figure out where the plans
Yeah,
come from. Now, the resume that Bruce Deramore gave to Perfect Mate Robotics said that he was a PhD student at Paris
Yayını
University, but
nereden?
did not give details about his work, which is
Yayın
weird. So
şeyden.
I reached out to a contact
Dünyadan.
at the school, and she's looking into it.
Cümle de kuramıyorum bakıyorum.
When is Marcus contact?
Apparently, I'm his criminal statistics teacher's nemesis. He's taking it out on Marcus.
Excuse me? So this guy Baines
Bunun
won't let
en
Marcus take his
kaçıydı?
class because he's
Beşi.
angry at you. What did you do to him?
Well, it's hard to say
Ne
exactly.
bakacağız? 40
There might not
60
be one
olursa
thing, but I did.
10
Baines and I crossed paths during the months preceding my move to New York, so I was using heroin quite regularly then. And you forget how far I've come with
Bunu da
regards to my
kalanırtırsam.
social skills. I was not the consumer of those.
Kamerayı mı değiştirdin? Yok kamerayı değiştirmedim. Ben dün video yükledim. Bugün yüklemiyorum o
Anyway, I'm
yüzden.
gonna pay Baines a visit tomorrow.
Aradaki fark tabağı ben.
Prostrate myself.
İyi ablacım sen nasılsın? Çok uykum var lan.
Making amends is supposed to become second nature. And every step the ninth is meant to be repeated.
My friend from Garrison University, she says that Bruce Deramore worked in the bioinformatics. She couldn't find out what work he was doing. His supervisor, this man named Dr. Ken Fukata, He's not at the school anymore, so she gave us his home address. The rest of Bruce's colleagues are still there doing grad and post-grad work.
Split up in the morning.
Evet de
One
çok
of us
okum var o
accompanies
yüzden.
Marcus to Garrison University, the other pays a visit to Dr. Fukata.
You take Fukata. His house is on the way to Marcus's school, so you'll be frustrating that way anyway.
I don't understand. Why would someone kill Bruce?
That's what we're trying to find out.
You're asking the wrong people.
Aslında şu an
Bruce took a job in the private sector a year ago.
95
Any of us
sayfam
has
var.
talked to him in a while.
Neyse bölüm bitsin okuyup okumayacağımı düşüneceğim bu arada.
Sex robots? I think he thought we would give him a hard time. We think he was killed over something he might have been working on here. Plans for some kind of teleportation device. Scans organic material in one place, reproduces it in another.
Looks like he did work on it here. The three of you work on it too?
I'm sorry. We told you all we can.
All you can, not all you know. Those are two different things.
I think you should talk to Dr. Fukata. He was running the lab back then.
Our colleague is already going to see Dr. Fukata. We're here to talk to you.
Listen, we want to help, but we're not allowed to talk about this.
Elementary
Is that because you
izliyorum.
signed an NDA? Because that is unenforceable now. The work is out already.
Yok bana iyi böyle üşütmem.
Where did you get these?
It was presented at a tech conference. A lot of people saw it.
That's not possible. This is supposed to be under lock and key.
Gwen.
You heard her. The plans are public. We can tell them what we know. Bruce is dead. I want to help. Obviously, it's not teleportation in the traditional sense, or at least not the way it's depicted in science fiction. Dr. Fukata called it a digital to organic data transmitter. When he left, everything was boxed up and put in storage. It's in here. That's weird. This is supposed to be locked.
Looks like the door's been pried open.
The plans are gone.
Marcus?
John and I are at Garrison University. Took some doing, but the grad students Bruce Darramore worked with admitted those plans were
Selam.
developed here. They were stolen from a campus.
Ya
storage
ben
facility.
alayım bro.
It's not exactly Fort Knox anyone could have gotten.
Hatta dur sen içerilerini kurma seni de
But you should
engelleyelim.
ask
Allah
Dr.
aşkına git
Fukata.
şuradan ya.
Who else knew about the work he was doing?
Tahammülüm yok beyler.
He's been stolen as well. Or more accurately, remanded into custody.
Custody? Whose? I'd know if it was our guys.
I'm taking Evan Kowalski's rants about government conspiracies more and more seriously by the minute. Because based on the tactical tire tracks outside,
Engelledim zaten istediği kadar abartabilirim zaten sonra.
I believe Dr. Fukata is in the hands of the US military.
I appreciate you coming in, General. Please, take a seat.
Don't mind saying, I was looking forward to never seeing any of you again.
Ay ay ay ay.
So how about we skip the questions? You got something on me? We all know it. What do you want?
It's not like that. We've kept your recreational activities to ourselves for this long, and we don't have any intention of changing that, but we do need a favor. So, we thought we'd ask a friend.
What kind of favor?
Early this morning, a scientist named Ken Fukata was detained by military police.
Why?
You familiar with the Invention Secrecy Act?
Sure. It gives the government power to seize control of any invention it considers a threat to national security. The inventor's patent becomes classified, like it never existed.
It does more than that. Anyone working on the invention has to stop work immediately and can't even talk about it anymore. There's no promise of compensation, and the orders can be maintained for years, meaning the inventor can never profit from their work.
And you think that's why Fukata got scooped up? He leaked his own work.
We think he had the most to gain. With the public aware of the tech, legally, the order can't be enforced.
Dünyalısın.
He could resume his work and make millions.
It'd be risky. If they can prove he did it, he'll go to prison. And he'll lose his patent.
Which is why we think he committed a murder to cover it up.
We want to talk to Fukata, but the military won't let us near him.
And you want me to pull some strings? Get him brought over here for questioning.
Selam.
I do this, and our little secrecy order remains in force.
Like I said, just asking a favor of a friend. Well, isn't the great Sherlock
Teşekkür ederim. İnşallah.
Should we have lawyers
Elementary
with us?
izliyorum.
That is definitely your right. But the truth is, you guys won't have to do much talking.
Why did you ask us to come here?
Well, we wanted to introduce you three to someone. A witness.
Is that a sex doll?
You guys mentioned that you were aware of the new line of work that Bruce Darramore had gone into. He helped design this doll.
Perdelensin ayrıca o perde değil.
But
Örtü.
of course, at least one of you already knew that.
Please, sit down.
So, that's your witness?
Actually, we've been going back and forth whether to call Skylar a witness or evidence, whichever you prefer. She has provided crucial information in this case.
Now, the doll records any music that she hears in her owner's presence. So I noticed a song that she had stored around the time that Bruce was killed. This song was so different from his musical tastes that it suggests that she had heard it from someone else.
Hello, Skylar.
Ya benim de Pamir diye bir kedim vardı ve vefat
You
etti.
too. Could you tell us the
Bugün
last
yeni
song
kedi
you listened to,
almıyorum.
please?
Ring My Bell by Anita Ward. I like that song. Do you want to fool around to it?
No, not right now. Could you all take out your cell phones, please? You'll remember you gave your numbers to my colleagues when they interviewed you yesterday.
Ya hiç kuşum olmadı benim. Kedim var sadece.
Most reluctant to take out
Vardı.
your phone, so I think I'll try you first.
Ha kuşum da var ama çok küçükken.
Your ringtone is going to be enough to get us a search warrant for your home. See if you're in possession of a 9mm handgun. It will also let us look up what cell towers your phone was pinging off of at the time Bruce Darramore was murdered. Pretty sure it'll turn out you were at his place. Or you could save us all some trouble, confirm what we already know. You do that, we'll put in a good word with the DA.
Holmes, got your message? You ready to talk?
Thank you for coming. You're here, okay?
Gonna sweat me in the box, are you?
It's just a rumor. You've made an error in judgment about me, about the friendships I've made. Since coming to New York, I've had the great privilege to be called friend by some of the finest people on earth. I didn't deserve their friendship.
Tutmaz. Benim de Pamir'im yerini tutmaz.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for Marcus Bell, and I will not allow you to stand in the way of his success.
What's this?
It's a contact of mine. He's currently looking for the new head of security for a major company. I recommended you for the job. And in truth, I think you would excel at it. You've
Selam.
always said you've never achieved the career heights to which you
Bir konu
achieved.
yok. Şöyle.
Now's your chance.
Normalde kitap okuyorum. Kitap okurken sohbet ediyoruz. Bugün ama hiç kitap okuyacak modum olmadığı için film izlerken sohbet ediyoruz.
You resign your position at the college effective immediately, and someone else will step in to teach your class.
Meaning your mum Bell will be allowed in. You'll win again.
If you decide not to accept my offer, if you persist in standing in his way, then you'll make an enemy of me.
Selam.
You might have seen me as an enemy before. But I
Teşekkür
assure you
ederim. Ben de
this
çok seviyorum.
never was. You'll not like having me as an enemy.
Merhaba, merhaba.
The choice is yours.
Öyle korkum var ki.
Marcus.
Ben de seni
Marcus, will you
engelliyorum.
please help me?
Help you what?
Help me escape.
I'm sorry, how's that?
I did it, Marcus. I killed Bruce Darramore. I fooled them all. Will you take me home with you? I'll also kill Professor Baines for you, if you ask me nicely.
Sherlock!
I see you learned some new tricks with Skylar.
Yeah, I called Mr. Lubbock, head of the company. Asked him to take me through giving her a preset script. Look, I want you to know, I sorted everything out with Baines. If you call the school, we'll find you registered in the class.
Thanks.
Look, if you see Watson out there, just give me a minute and send her in.
Doymak bilmezde okuyoruz ama şu
You're
an
not
kitap okumuyoruz. Şu an
And
dizi
provide her
izliyoruz
with a similar
Elementary.
performance, then you're not the detective I thought you were.
Ya okum 2 kere
You
mi?
know what? I see the captain.
Was even better.
Ben sözelciydim. Bir bölüm daha. Evet, tabii ki bir bölüm daha. Yani hiç kitap okuyabilecek gibi gelmiyor.
Still not bloody hot enough.
Sen kaça var?
Just sneeze. Can I say?
Yes, you must. But please, no other movement for 40 minutes. Or until your paint run, whichever comes first. Please, resume the position.
So, you're sure this killer, this is how he got his jump on his victim?
The victim was ambushed and strangled in the sweltering courtyard of a heavily secured Moroccan royal palace.
Elementary.
Motion sensor was tripped an hour before. The guards, seeing nothing, they assumed it was a false
Bozayı
alarm.
yavrusu demek.
I believe that is when the killer entered. Something enabled him to hide in plain sight. And remember the paint smudges on the victim's neck.
They were the same color as the tiles in the courtyard.
Yeah.
So you think that the killer camouflaged himself with body paint?
If we can identify which brand of paint he
Taşacak
used,
bu deniz. Fragman
I believe
yayınlandı
to
mı ya?
determine where he procured it. If we do, we'll be one step closer to catching the killer. Sophia, your maid's streaking.
I have to pee. So that rules Sophia's paint out then. If it melts here, it would have totally melted in Morocco. That mean we're done?
Oh. Now,
Spoiler'dan konuyu alabilirim. Sherlock Holmes'un en güzel uyarlaması. Ve şey...
Sherlock, thanks for coming in.
if you don't mind,
Polisiye
I'll
işte.
clear any eyebrows,
Sherlock.
sweat
Günümüz
up.
Sherlock. Günümüzde en yakın
Yeah,
Sherlock'lardan
I
biri.
mean, last night during my follow-up exam, neither you nor Dr. Hess
En iyi
seemed
Sherlock
concerned about that.
uyarlaması. Görüşürüz.
Best we can tell, this is Dr. William Velnick, Senior Professor of Invertebrate
Selam.
Zoology here at Milton U. Also known in nematology circles as the worm hunter. Apparently, he's one of the world's foremost experts on the little guys. Cause of death was a single stab wound to the throat. Puncture mark looks like it could be from a flathead
Dizi izliyorum
screwdriver, maybe
çünkü.
from that workstation over there. The university's been looking to expand this area. Good chance that saw Sir Ivan Botswana. There's a picture of him wearing it in here. Worm
Elementary.
hunter in his natural habitat.
This guy spent his life digging up worms.
Guess it's good for your abs. According to his coworkers, he was pretty popular with the ladies.
I wonder why. So if he was so popular, then why didn't anyone report him missing?
He was supposed to be off the grid in the Amazon looking for new species of worms the last 3 weeks. Everyone here just thought he was knee-deep in rainforest.
Did you find his cell phone?
You think the killer took it? Also, pulled the hard drive out of his computer.
Dünyadayım. 29
I
yaşındayım.
don't think he knew the person, right? I mean, the cell phone and the hard drive
Şey,
would have pointed
o
us
kadar
in that
alışmış
person's
kitap okuyorum
direction.
demek. Dizi
Whoever
izliyorum.
they are, they're not just thorough. They're 3 weeks ahead of us.
As you can see, Professor Velnick worked late into the night before his trip and then left distinctly unmurdered. We found that a trifle odd. Odder still, he was wearing different clothing than was found at the scene. It's almost as if this footage came from an entirely different night.
That's why we asked you for footage going back a few months. We wanted to know, was
Millet
this an
ciddi
anomaly?
onlar falan tabii kontrolü.
Turns out there were dozens of times when people's clothing from the lab footage did not match what they were wearing from other campus footage from the same day.
Öf, kimseye bir şey
One time
gösteremem.
somebody
Elementary
showed up
izliyorum.
inside and outside
En
the
iyi
lab
Sherlock
simultaneously.
uyarlaması
So either
ve ben
Velnick's lab has come
birinciyi
out more
izliyorum.
through time and
Yani
space, or someone
mutlaka
doctored all
izleyin.
that footage.
Gelmiş
swapping
geçmiş
new
en
for
iyi
old
Sherlock'lardan
several
biri.
times a month, including the night of his murder.
We think
Ben şimdi
whoever
seni
did it
banlayacağım ha.
could be the killer. So, as head of campus security, we were hoping that you could help us ID whoever
Başım ağrıyor.
tampered with the footage.
Emphasis on were. Because I've got an idea who did it. You.
Sana ne? Sana
You're
ne?
stealing
Ne
pesticides from
yapacaksın?
Professor Velnick's lab.
Bu
And then
bilgi ne işine
doctoring
yarayacak?
footage to hide your crimes. So why did you kill him? Did he catch you in the act?
Why would I want to steal pesticides, let alone kill someone over it?
The yellow stained fingers gave you a break. Handling DMT.
Evet. Uyku modunu alıyorum ben. Şunu da şöyle alalım. Heh, tamam. Çok süper oldu. Böyle daha iyi.
Fine.
Uyursam yayını kapatamayabilirim ama çok geride kalmanıza gerek yok.
Professor Velnick gave it to me.
Why would he do that?
Yapmamı istersiniz.
I don't think he is lying. I think he did shoot Professor Velnick, but someone else killed him.
Küçük dolar yaşamıyor hayatım.
Hey, how'd it go with Hawes?
Well, I wasn't happy to hear that he might have
Ben
missed
yarattım
something, but
bro.
he did agree to re-examine Velnick's
Seni de
body.
odanın eteklerine
Most
gömmeyi
notably, he threw
planlıyorum.
hairline fractures on his ribs. Given Mainz's confession, we both saw the fractures in a new light. And Eugene amended his
Yemin ediyorum ehli zihniyetten kusacağım artık.
Velnick was shot 3 times in the chest. The bullets were probably stopped by some sort of body armor.
Was he wearing a vest? Because CSU didn't find one at the scene.
Nor did campus security footage capture one on his person.
The hoodie he's wearing is pretty thin. I mean, if he was wearing a vest, we would be able to see one underneath it.
We would. So I submit that the garment itself stopped the bullets.
His hoodie.
Mainzer confirmed that when he shot Velnick, all Velnick was wearing
ne
was, and I
demezsin.
quote, he's blowing it up and triggering an utter rout of his side. He wants to know who fired the fatal shot.
He said in exchange for solving this crime, he was going to help us solve 2 crimes.
Crime number 1, death threats issued to Velnick. When he texted me about them, I thought finding the source would be simple.
Dig into Velnick's emails, backtrace the sender.
Fortunately, according to CCS, his university email account was deleted right after his murder.
So you've got Mason restoring the information so you can find out who sent the threat. So what's crime number 2?
Someone sold my A number on the dark net, and Mason is trying to uncover the name of Fender. Lucky for him, I think I've solved his little mystery.
Who blew up his flagship?
Oh, it's very complicated. I spotted a slight recoil in another ship in his fleet just seconds before the invisible torpedo struck.
Well, the recoil was from firing the torpedo. He was double-crossed. It's not so complicated.
It was fired by his girlfriend.
Is that him?
After a series of cry-faced emojis, Mason reports that he has uncovered the source of Velnick's death threats.
Quinn, we know you're the one who sent Velnick these death threats. Our expert traced them to your office computer at the private equity firm where you work.
Okay. Fine. I sent Velnick the emails, but it is not what you think. I've sent death threats to dozens of people over the years.
And that's supposed to make you look less guilty?
His emails aren't just threats. They're a delivery system for a computer virus, technically a worm, that lets me download the data of anyone who opens one.
And you send them to anyone who might have information related to the buyouts and investments you're considering.
Right? Disguise your worm as a death threat.
People are pretty savvy these days when it comes to opening strange emails. But the one thing they'll never ignore is a threat.
Since you sent one to Velnick, I assume he had something to do with the company you're looking to buy?
Velnick was consulting for Hoyt Armor. The tactical fiber industry is worth north of $100 billion. If Velnick had the inside track on a newer, better ballistic cloth, we wanted to buy Hoyt Armor before their valuation went supernova. Only it was a bust.
You didn't get the information you needed.
Oh, I got it. It just proved Hoyt Armor wasn't worth the effort. When I looked at Velnick's research logs, I saw that he and Hoyt weren't even close to commercial production of a new fiber. So we backed off of Hoyt Armor. End of story.
This data you stole, you wouldn't happen to still have it. Incorporated super promoted.
Buğzayı yavrusu demek neyse. Bu kadar yeter bugün. Bye.
I can't make heads or tails of this stuff.
Velnick only cared about 2 things in life, sex and worms.